Guys, what's happening? We're back at the Better's Edge for another episode. There is one game on today's slate, fellas, that I forgot to mention, that I forgot to actually handicap in my first video. First video I covered baseball for today. I talked about how I wasn't going to be capping football. There was a game, a big game that I want to get into. Before we get started, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm absolutely smashing it this week, and I got another winner here for you tonight in today's college football slate. The biggest game on the actual card, not from an entertainment perspective, not from an important perspective, but from a bettor's perspective, is the Nebraska Cornhuskers, the number 25 team in the nation, on the road at Minnesota. This is a game that opened at 5.5, and at the moment is -7 for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. The Minnesota Golden Gophers are at home. This is a Minnesota team that does not match up very well against Nebraska. It's a Friday night game. It's under the lights, and the Golden Gophers are going to be up for this game. Make no mistake about that. However, this is a Minnesota team that is struggling mightily on offense. This is barely a top 100 team in the country on the offensive side of the ball. With that said, the Nebraska Cornhuskers are a top 20 defense in the entire country. The interesting part of this game, and the reason why this game has a significant edge for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and I'll tell you what the official bet is here in just a moment, is because Dylan Raiola is the best player on the field in this game, and there is no close second place. This is a quarterback that, in my opinion, from all of the players that I've seen, is a top 2 or 3 quarterback in the entire country. He's not draft eligible to this season, and I know this isn't a draft channel, but this is going to be a top 10 pick in next year's draft. Not this coming April, but the following April. The Minnesota Golden Gophers do not match up well against Nebraska. They can't move the ball on offense, and Nebraska is very stout on defense. The strength of the Minnesota team is on the defensive side of the ball. So I expect Minnesota to keep this game close, at least for the first half. It's a very strong defensive line for Minnesota. They're going to be able to contain Nebraska's rather weak rushing attack. However, the reason why there is a significant edge in this game, and where the entire edge lies, is in the hands and on the arm of Dylan Raiola. This is a top 10 passing attack unit in the entire nation. The Golden Gophers don't defend the pass very well. As I mentioned, I expect this game to be tight early, but I do think the offensive prowess and the attack that Nebraska Cornhuskers have on the offensive side of the ball through the air is going to be the reason why they prevail in this game. As I mentioned, I think it's going to be tight early because teams are usually a little bit conservative when it comes to their approach on offense. Maybe Nebraska's going to rely on the run game, which they're not very good at early in the game, and I expect the Gophers to shut that down, so you're not going to really see Nebraska open it up on the offensive side of the ball to start the game. So I expect it to be a cagey affair early. But as this game gets into the early, mid, late second half, you're going to see Nebraska really start to rely on their quarterback, the best player on the field. And Minnesota isn't going to have answers for that. Minnesota's pass defense is probably a top 70, top 80 unit in the entire country. And they're going up against, as I mentioned, a top 10 passing attack with the Nebraska Cornhuskers. The official play for today is the Nebraska Cornhuskers on the money line, -250. As I mentioned, the reason why I think this is the best play and the reason why there is an edge is because if you're laying the 7, which I wouldn't be shocked whatsoever, if Nebraska comes out early and they start throwing the ball around the field early and they don't play this too conservatively, which is what my concern is with laying the 7, they're going to cover that 7. However, we've seen this happen plenty of times before, especially with these types of programs that are on the road. They play it a little bit conservative early. They try to get the run game going, even though they know the run game isn't very good. And Minnesota is going to keep this game close in the first half. But there's not many avenues for Minnesota to win this game, barring Nebraska fumbling, throwing interceptions, and just beating themselves, which of course can happen. It's sports betting at the end of the day. I talked in my previous show about the lack of an edge in both baseball games. There isn't a huge edge anywhere on the card in those baseball games. I did say if we can get under 7.5 on the Mariners game, that would be a bet. That's looking like a long shot. However, this Nebraska Cornhuskers minus 250 on the money line is the play of the day. It is where the bettors have the edge. Hammer the Cornhuskers. It's a 2-star bet on the money line. We're going to cash these tickets. Nebraska wouldn't be shocked if they win this game by double digits if they come out throwing the ball around early. But if they don't, they're going to pull away late anyways, and they're going to win this game. Take the Cornhuskers on the money line, minus 250. Cash the tickets. Let's beat the bookies. Like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I've been giving you guys daily winners, play of the days, each and every single day this week. Here's another one today on the Cornhuskers. I'll see you guys tomorrow for an even bigger college football card.